So today we're doing a little bit different. We're going to do a call-in show. You can call me and ask me a question. Phone number in here in my office directly is going to be 859-355-9002. You can call and we can talk about trucks, or we can talk about football, or we can talk about the weather, or we can talk about hunting. So it's up to you guys. So just general whatever. So call me, 859-355-9002. I guess while we're waiting on a call, can we take some questions, Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take one.
If I can find the live feed too, that would help. Let's see. Know any good ways to plug a small hole in a radiator?
No. No, really, there's not. If it's got plastic end tanks on it, you can possibly go to a radiator shop and have the end tanks of them removed, have new tanks clamped on it. But I don't always suggest that. That's not the best way to do it, man. So, you can talk to somebody locally, have it brazed if you can. Again, that's probably going to be not a good way. But if it's got plastic end tanks on it, you can just swap out the end tanks. But by the time you pay the labor to get that done, you're usually about the same price it would cost to replace the radiator. So we've got really good radiators from Mishimoto on the website if you want to check them out. I don't know if it's going to be for your application or not, but
there we go.
radiators. I ran over my intercooler once. I was doing a rebuild on my LB7, and I don't know how I did this. I honestly don't know how I did this, but while we were working on the truck, I had the intercooler and everything behind the truck, which was stupid. And somehow my truck got knocked out of gear, and the whole truck rolled over the intercooler. So I had to replace the intercooler. Hopefully something stupid like that didn't happen to you.
Why does my AirDog 2 165 4th gen motor keep burning up and getting hot?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is probably a restriction. If you've got one of the new series of AirDog motors and the motor is getting hot, there's probably a good chance that you've got some sort of restriction inside your tank. You'll want to make sure that you go back through all your lines. Go back through all your lines coming from the tank to the AirDog. If the motor's getting hot, it's drawing too much amperage. More than likely, it's probably going to be a restriction. Easy way to test that is disconnect it from the tank, put it in a 5-gallon bucket of fuel, and let it run on the 5-gallon bucket of fuel. If you run it for 5 minutes and it doesn't get hot, you figured your problem out. Somebody call.
I got a 2004 and a half Cummins high output. What do you recommend? Smarty SO6 or HP? Pretty much stock. I have SB intake and 4-inch exhaust.
If you got the time to do the HP tuners, go ahead and go with the Edge and do HP tuners, man, and do your own tuning. If you're going to go with Smarty's got the UDC Pro, which is really, really nice. That's actually what I'm getting ready to start fooling with here on the touch. You can get with the UDC Pro package, so you can do your own tuning. So that's a really nice unit as well. So, oh, it's AirDog. This is going to be awesome. Wade's hotline.
Hey, it's Alex at AirDog.
Oh, yeah? You're on TV, man.
I know.
Sweet. Tell the guy what's wrong with his motor.
I will.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What are you doing, buddy?
I'm
Does
I'm
he
just
know
talking.
Do you know you're live on a Q&A right
Oh, he
now?
knows. He knows.
No, I'm trying to watch the video and talk at the same time. It ain't working too
No,
well.
the damn thing's off by about 5 seconds, man. How's your old lady doing?
She's home sick.
Is she getting better?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't really talked to her today. I'm kind of doghouse.
Oh, you are?
In doghouse.
Yeah. Me too, man.
Yeah. But hey, old buddy with the AirDog.
Uh-huh.
If you got a question, man, go ahead and give us a call, 317-421-3180. Talk to our tech support about your motor. Like Wade said about that motor, if it's getting hot and burning up, a lot of times it's a restriction in the tank. But up on a factory truck with factory transmission as far as the number one upgrade do you think someone should do to their truck?
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again.
So, like, someone has a factory truck
Yeah.
and they're wanting to start modifying it. What are the number one things you think they should start out doing?
That's an excellent question, caller. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do when you get yourself a diesel truck, so if you just bought a diesel truck, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create yourself. You're going to want to sure up everything around it so that when you start adding horsepower, that you've got everything secure. So you're going to want to start with, if it's a standard transmission truck, you're probably going to want to start with upgrading your clutch. The very first thing that you always want to do is put a lift pump on the truck. Doesn't matter what truck it is, you want to do lift pump so you're going to be able to supply fuel pressure to the performance tunes that you're going to be running. You're also going to be increasing your filtration. You're going to save yourself from an injector failure, and it's also going to just give you a general performance edge before you ever get started for the first thing. So the first thing you want to do, get yourself a lift pump, preferably air dog or fast. We can get a clutch, and then from there on, if it's automatic transmission, you'll want to make sure that you do the research on the transmissions to make sure that, hey, maybe I can just do a torque converter, valve body, so on and so forth. So that's it. Why, are you going to do a performance build?
No, I'm too broke for that. Can't do that.
I thought we were going for 1,000, man.
Yeah, LMM cranks don't like that.
Hey, did you see that, speaking of which, if anybody got their new copy of Diesel Power today, there are some LML blocks for sale from Mr. Gale Banks himself for a pretty good price, so you might want to check that out, man.
There you go. I'll let somebody else get in here and talk to you, Wade. You guys have a good one.
All right, man.
Alex.
Yeah.
Give your number to the tech line one more time, bud.
317.
317-421-3180.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, call and ask for Brandon if you need some help. Talk to you later, bub.
Make sure you ask for Brandon.
Yeah, that's right. See you.
That's good.
That was Alex. He's a celebrity there at Air Dog. Good guy. What's next?
All right, let's get some more questions. Let's see. What's a good one to go with? All right, I like this one. 0864, full injectors or nozzles?
Depends on how many miles on the injection. If you've got a bunch of miles on them, go ahead and do full injectors. If it's not a ton of miles, if you feel like the truck's been well taken care of, if you've got an air dog on the truck or a fuel system that adds extra filtration, you think everything's good on your return rates, man, go ahead and you can probably do nozzles. If you do nozzles, my suggestion is to send your injectors off and have them assembled and balanced somewhere to get the entire set within balance. That is something that we can take care of for you, so give us a call. Man, I don't know what the hell it is, but I just can't get comfortable.
You got your panties in the water?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not that. Alex got me all screwed up, man.
Here's one, just some opinion questions. Pretty good. Give the number to call in again.
Phone number is 859-355-9002. That's my direct line at my desk.
Yeah, so if you guys want to call in, and obviously phone calls are going to take precedence over Facebook questions today, but that's a good one to call in. Good chance to do this. If we like this format, we might keep it up. So, what are your thoughts on the 6-0 winning the Diesel Power Challenge?
Man, I was actually so tickled to death at Dyno Day this weekend. We had some awesome 6-0 numbers. I think it's a real testament to the people that are doing 6-0 builds because and you all hear me say this a lot. Anytime you're fooling with Huey injection, it's crazy to be able to make power. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of research. And it takes somebody that's going to be very dedicated to that. I like that. I really like that. So we had several 500 plus horsepower 6.0 trucks on the dyno this weekend, which was awesome to me. I like to see that. It's really, I think it's a testament to the builders to be able to get those trucks above 400 horsepower. So I said that to lots of people. Diesel Power Challenge is different now. A lot of it is about driving. That's going to be, you've got to be able to drive to be in DPC. I mean, that's all there is to it. So you can't just take a 1,000 horsepower truck and 15 horsepower truck and think that you're going to win. You're going to have to be able to drive too. So good builders, good drivers, It's got all the good stuff, man. Tickled to death. I hate Ford too. You guys know that, but you got to give credit where credit's due. Here's the new Banks ad in the new diesel power. This month, it's got the Banks blocks in it. I think Gale Banks has bought a bunch of Duramax motors. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's supplying some military stuff. LML Bear blocks at $1,785. That's cheap. $780 a pair for Bear Duramax heads. That's cheap too. $6,500 long blocks is cheap.
All right. That's a fun one. Are you a believer on adjusting stock valves on a 24 valve Cummins on the recommended intervals?
So is it 150,000? I think it's 150,000. It's not 100,000. At 100,000, you always want to check your valve lash, man. 10, 20. Go through it and check it. Not only does checking valve lash, it gives you familiarity with your motor. If you have to make adjustments, it's just going to give you that much more experience underneath of your hood. If you guys have already if you're doing an injector swap, you're always going to want to run valve lash as well. On the trucks that you're able to run valve lash on, obviously you can on hydraulic lifter stuff, but on the Duramaxes and the Cummins, you're going to want to run valve lash. I like it. I think it's cheap insurance. I think that it also will show you where. If you have the habit of not changing your oil, you get the valve covers off. You may have some tappet wear there that you weren't aware of. So something that could be out of tolerance. Some valve bridge wear and whatnot. So it's a good thing. Adjust your valves. Do it on the weekend.
Let's do this. Hey there, what is your personal opinion on the longevity of the 6.7 Cummins and odds of pushing 600 to 700 horsepower daily driving?
Easy. I mean, it's a good motor. It's what, board and stroke 5.9. It's got all the credentials. All the CP3 and stuff is strong. The injectors are strong. 600 horsepower is no problem, especially if you do a drop-in S400 kit and just mild fueling. You're gonna hit 600 easily. Automatic transmissions are junk. It's expensive to do the upgrades on them. That's at the very bare minimum. You're looking at torque converter, co-pilot, ATS co-pilot, maybe valve body upgrade, just depending on what year the truck is. That's all bare minimum, but definitely a 600 horsepower cable motor. The phone's ringing.
Do we have a caller?
We got a caller. Let's go. This way.
Yes, Wade. I was looking on Facebook, and I just seemed to notice that there was absolutely no record of a Woman Crush Wednesday on your page.
That's exactly right. You're exactly right. Caller, I'm glad that you called and addressed that, and we will address that now. Thank you so much. First-time caller? First-time caller, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, awesome. All right, well, thanks, man. Appreciate it. He's exactly right. It's Woman Crush Wednesday. We did not address that. So, again, today, Brett Ricketts still is the reigning king of Woman Crush Wednesday. Knocked it out of the park again this week. He likes to use the audio-visual aids, so he put a picture in it. It was a picture of a love letter from his girlfriend. Woman Crush Wednesday, he absolutely, this guy, he's the guy.
He doesn't miss.
He doesn't miss. Hell no, he doesn't miss. He'd miss work before he'd miss Woman Crush Wednesday. So, yeah.
So, again, for those of you just tuning in, if you have a more in-depth question, we are taking calls today. Give them the number again, Wayne.
It's 859-355-9002.
One more time.
859-355-9002.
So if you want to call in and talk a little more in detail about a question, go ahead and give us a ring. And
you want to call and discuss the UK Vanderbilt game? What's your thoughts on the line? Cat's still at 3.5 right now, or 3? It's 3.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah. But if you guys want a little side action, I'll take the Cats and 2 touchdowns.
All right,
Give me a call.
Ready for the next question?
I'm ready.
All right. My 05 Cummins has 325 horsepower, 610 torque engine, has SB intake, 4-inch exhaust, a boost fooler, 64mm turbo, and builds close to 40 psi boost. I'm just curious how much power I'm actually delivering to the ground.
He doesn't say what tuner he's got. Right there, I'm going to guess you with a 64 mil turbo, just depending on what tuner you've got. I'm going to say you're probably right at 500 horsepower. Phone call.
Right there.
This is Wade. Can I help you?
Hey, what about going on in debt on new trucks?
What's that?
What about going in debt on new trucks?
That's a great question, caller. This is your first time calling?
This is actually my second time.
Oh, this is your second time calling? Well, good. Good.
I think
Awesome.
we believed about a red line box last time.
Red line box? Okay, I'm going to hang up on you and address the question. Thank you, caller.
So apparently we have comedians.
So listen, let me tell you something. If you guys work for Thoroughbred Diesel, I don't want you to think, and don't look at the salesman in Thoroughbred Diesel and think that you're going to be able to pull this off. We try to take care of our employees, but there's been a rash going around inside of our salesmen. They all want to sell their trucks, great trucks. They all had great trucks. Two of them had awesome trucks. Sold them, made a little bit of money on them. Now they're all out running around trying to find $50,000, $60,000 trucks. 19-year-old kids going in debt. So you 19-year-old kids, if y'all are thinking about going in debt, don't go in debt, man. Save your money, take the girls out, spend the money on the girls, buy yourself a good old junky truck, and you can run up down the road and blow a little damn smoke, and save the money for your Snapchat upgrades. Buy a Snapchat filter for crying out loud. Make everybody in your quadrant use your Snapchat filter that says, "Kiss my ass, Snapchat." You know what I'm saying? That's a damn good idea. You start using your own Snapchat filters.
Lucas says Wade's Woman Crush Wednesday is his sister.
Yeah, that's true. No, actually, my cousin. She's hotter.
He doesn't have a sister.
I don't have a sister, but my cousin. Yeah. If I had a cousin, I don't think she would be hot, but she's awesome. So yeah.
All right.
I don't think I'd hit on my sister.
You don't have a sister.
That's true.
So.
Well, but I just think if I did, I wouldn't hit on her. I would.
Let's get back to some truck questions. How about that?
But I'd hit on a cousin.
What is the best way to do a buzz test on a 6.0? Mine's a 2005 without taking it to a dealer.
And most all diagnostic equipment right now have the capability of doing the buzz test. Just about everybody's got Snap-on Solus or the Virus or whatever. You can do that on just about any on just about any diagnostic software. So you don't have to take it to the dealer. You can totally take it to Joe's garage. If he's got a Snap-on scanner, he can run a buzz test for you, no problem.
Lucas said it's okay. He hits on his sister. So.
That's exactly right. Lucas gets caller of the day.
Well, it's not caller. But
it's comment of the day.
Yeah.
What did he win? He won a rock slide package.
Or are we giving?
Yeah, we're giving it to Lucas. Hell yes, Lucas. Lucas, you get the rock slide package.
I have a rock slide package.
Yeah, we still got plenty of bags up there.
Oh,
they got the bags that got all the stuff in them.
Let's just give Lucas a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's fine. Lucas, send us your address.
Message the Facebook page, Lucas.
there you go.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any recommendations when storing your diesel for the winter months? Lives in Minnesota and doesn't want to get salt on it.
One of the worst things you can do is not drive trucks. You've got to drive them. At least start them and let them run for 20, 30 minutes a couple times a week. That's my suggestion to keep your fuel turned over in the tank. You're going to want to use a fuel additive of some kind inside the tank if you're going to store it for a long period of time. I would suggest that. I suggest a battery tender as well. So that you've got a good fresh battery when you do go to turn it over for the first time. So diesel fuel doesn't get stale like gasoline does, but you are going to have a certain separation inside the tank that you're going to want to protect against. So you're going to want to use a good fuel additive if you store it. But if you can start it, a couple of times a week, that'd be great. That's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, even once a week.
Yeah, even once a week. Just something.
Do y'all sell one-piece tie rod and one-piece drag link for a F-250 2007 3?
I don't have a one piece. Everything that we've got is adjustable. Yeah.
Still waiting on some phone calls, guys. Go ahead and give us a call. Wait till
859-355-9002.
I'm gonna type it in there.
Adam's going to type it in there. Don't be shy. Y'all can call. If you got a question, I'll answer your question. I'm sorry about all the assholes that have called in here. 859-355-9002.
972.
Adam does very good with words, numbers not so much.
Yeah.
Is anybody going to SEMA? We're going to SEMA. If you're going out at SEMA, look us up. We are not going to be doing a booth, but we will be in town for the show. So
we like to ride around and eat steak.
Ha ha! Look at this. Oh, it was Cade, and the little shit hung up. So
tell him to get back to work.
Yeah. Cade's not actually at work today. Cade's actually out trading in his new truck so he can buy a Cummins.
Oh, is he doing it?
Yep. That's the rumor on the street.
You mean the truck he just bought?
Oh, it's anonymous, so now we don't know it's Cade. So yeah, but this is Cade.
This is him.
Yeah, this is Cade. This is Wade.
What kind of spread for Saturday?
We're looking at 3, Bubby, but I'll take 2 touchdowns if you'll give them to me in the Cats.
You want to throw some money on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
$10.
$10, and you're gonna give me 2 touchdowns in the Cats?
Yeah, 2 touchdowns will work.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I got the Cats and 2 touchdowns for anonymous caller here. Pay me, Dad. Go buy a truck, Bubby.
We'll shake on it tomorrow.
All right, man. See you. Y'all heard that? I got Cats and 2 touchdowns there. So from that caller.
Chase Davis, just want to say I had an awesome time at y'all's event. Thanks, Wade, for running the dyno. Made over 1,000 horsepower and drove it 6 hours round trip. I saw that.
Chase,
congrats on your 4 digits, Chase. That was awesome.
Chase, I know you're worried about your numbers too. Call me. Let's talk. If you're back down in this country, let's run again. Let's run and get a log, and let's see what we got going on, man. Yeah, call me, Chase. This way can help you. Hello. Lost him. Lost that caller. That one was a legitimate caller. We lost him.
I heard it in the background too.
Shit.
The first time it wasn't like.
But yeah, Chase, and good to meet you, man. Good to meet you for sure. Enjoyed having you up here.
Yeah, awesome looking truck, man.
Yeah, beautiful.
Good looking truck.
Beautiful truck.
Now I heard. Did you hear you could hear it going on in the background of the call, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe that little shit gave me the Cats and 2 touchdowns. He's lost his mind. How can you take that $10 from him? He must have fell down and hit his head today or something.
How much ride difference will a 4-link King coil over conversion kit make on a 2000 F-250 7.3? The kit is made my full traction. Right now I have leaves, but if I buy the conversion kit, I'm curious if it'll make a big ride difference.
I think it'll make an amazing ride difference. Just depends on what coils that you use. That's all the rigidness of the coils. Whatever tension coils you use, that's what's going to make the ride. You know, you can get a coil out from underneath of a damn, school bus or something, and it'll beat your brains in even worse than leaf. So that's going to be what the deciding factor on it is. But I wouldn't think that anybody would make a coil over a suspension kit that doesn't, that doesn't take that into a factor. They're wanting to soften up the ride. So I think you're good to go there, man. That's not.
King's a good brand too.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going with a Joe Schmo's brand or something off of Amazon. King's a reputable brand.
Yeah.
So, made by full traction. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand what the question was now, and then it was a King coil 8-inch was what it was. All right. What is the highest horsepower you have seen on an 04.5 stock Cummins with a factory lift pump?
Oh gosh.
That's a good question.
That's a really good question. I've had trucks on the dyno. I'm pretty sure running H&S tunes, and I'm sure that they were running out of fuel a little bit on the top end, but they were making 450, 475. Yeah, that's all canned tune stuff. I would think that, but I'm sure that you had a deficit on rail pressure too. That's a lot of times when we're on the dyno, we're not logging. If somebody calls that they want to do a dyno run, we don't do private dyno runs, but if we've got the opportunity to do it, we'll jump back there and do one. But yeah, without looking at the logs, I'm sure 450 easy with the right tuning, as long as it doesn't have too much duration in it.
Lucas, you got just message.
Hey,
Lucas,
we're sitting. Lucas, listen. I promise you, you don't know, but I'm sending you that bag. You're
Lucas,
getting your stuff.
Delete your address off the feed, bub, and message it to us.
What is it, man? Here, write it down. You want to write it
No,
down?
I'll get it. I can get it later. What's your thoughts on the Diesel Brothers show?
That's an awesome question. I think that anything, I guess there's the old adage is any publicity is good publicity. Is that right? Isn't that what Trump says? All publicity is good publicity. Even bad publicity is good publicity. And I'm not necessarily saying that the Diesel Brothers are bad publicity yet. But I am saying that anything that brings Diesel to the forefront is a good thing. I don't feel like that they're portraying the Diesel community. I don't feel like they're representing the whole Diesel community. I'll say it that way. But I do think that it kind of puts our sport and our niche, brings us to the forefront. So, more exposure is good. That's the best I got, man.
They're just two guys trying to make, they're making a living, working on trucks, doing their thing. Live and let live. It doesn't bother
Live
us.
and let live.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Jaron Holder wants to know if he can get a VP pump for his 6.0.
Yeah, you can. It'll fit right in the engine valley. The damn thing that we're going to have to knock 2 cylinders off the 6.0 block, but should be fine, man. We can make it happen. Custom bend lines. They've all got to be the same. They've all got to be the same length too.
For those of you that don't know, that is a joke answer.
That is a joke. That is a joke answer. And for those of you guys that don't know, Jaron Holder is a damn 6.0 genius. So if you've got any 6.0 questions or you need any 6.0 performance work done, call Jaron Holder at Holder Down Performance. He is the man. And tell him Wade sent you. And then that will jack your damn labor rate up for sure.
Is there a good warning sign for a failing VP44?
That's actually a really good question. A couple of different things that you're going to want to look for there. If you've had a lack of fuel pressure inside of the pump, or maybe a contamination issue, one of the first things that you'll start to see is once the timing advanced piston starts to wear out inside the bore, you're going to get a humongous drop in fuel mileage. So if from one day you go from 18 miles to a gallon to 14 miles a gallon, you can probably bet that you're running on borrowed time with VP44. That's an even worse failure because it's a mechanical failure. The tolerances are going to get worse and worse and worse inside the cavity of the VP. It's going to get you're going to have a catastrophic failure there of some sort. By catastrophic, I mean you're going to have an internal failure of the pump. Electronic, if you have an electronic failure, PSG goes out on you, it's not going to give you any warnings. It's going to leave you. You're going to start getting a few things go on, 1688, 1689 codes. You may starting to get some dead pedals and whatnot. Dead pedal as you're going down the road, throttle goes away and comes back. If you don't have an APPS code, that's a good sign that you've got a PSG failing on the BP44. So I'm going to say dead pedal, loss of fuel mileage, and some crazy codes coming from the BP44, 1688, 1689, and it's probably going to be a failing BP44. We got a call. This is awesome.
Let's do it.
This is Wade. Can I help you?
Hey, buddy.
Oh, shit.
I'm listening to first-time callers.
Yeah, we can't do hoorah, can we? What we're going to do for first-time or long-time listeners for first-time callers? I don't know. We'll think of it. We'll think on it.
Hey, sir, Wade.
Yeah, man. What you got going on there today, caller?
My question is, how do you think about Les Miles coming to the Bluegrass?
You going to hang up and listen?
Yep, I'm going to hang up and listen. Go on, bud.
All right. So, Les Miles, if you're listening right now, if you have blessed me with your presence on the Thoroughbred Diesel podcast, that's not even the right thing. Q&A. We're going to give Stoops one more week, Les. We're going to give him one more week. He don't get it done Saturday, you're in, bub. Welcome home. Welcome to the Bluegrass.
I was just giving up on trying to get Lane Kiffin.
That's
because
it.
if I'm giving up on Stoops, Les Miles ain't in. I'm on the Kiffin train.
You're on the Kiffin train? I'm not a Kiffin guy.
I'm not a Kiffin guy either, but I'm sure as hell not. Let's trade one time clock wreck for another one. You know.
I would think that if we hire Les Miles, I want you to know, I think you're a great football coach. I think you can get us back to the promised land. I'm for you. But Stoops has got one more week. I think he's going to do it though. I don't believe you're going to have a job here. Thanks to the caller for that. I didn't see it was friggin' Hunter. What are we going to say for long time listeners, first time callers?
I don't know. Any suggestions on that?
We'll make maybe I'll shuffle. That won't be good. That won't go good. We'll think of something else.
We'll come up with something.
What time is it, bub? It's 3:30.
We got some time.
Okay.
Unless you're wanting to wrap it up.
No.
I think we're doing pretty good so far. Have an 0.5 6-speed daily driver, Dodge. 3250 South Bend ceramic dual disc clutch, and it isn't the greatest. Any other suggestion for a clutch? I have a Smarty programmer on the 90 horsepower tune.
Not the greatest. He's probably grabby because you've got the ceramic. Give us a call. We'll be glad to be the liaison between you and South Bend and maybe getting you a different material on your clutch disc, probably something to soften it up just a little bit for you. We want to make sure that we've got enough hold. You don't have a whole lot done in the truck, so you don't need that much aggressiveness. We might be able to change material on the clutch disc, maybe get you some sort of a rebuild price, and get you taken care of on that end of it. So don't know exactly what you don't like about it, whether it be the noise or the grabbiness or so on and so forth, but give us a call. Let's see what we can do to help you for sure.
What's the most common truck we see at the shop? I don't know if he's somebody working on or what, but
it doesn't go like that. Everybody knows us for VP44, so there's always VP trucks here. They're always here because that's what we that's what we do. That's what everybody knows us for is VPs. But there's plenty of Duramaxes here when we're working on trucks. The Fords, they come and go too. I don't run IDS software here, so I try not to work on Fords quite as much. I really feel like a good technician has got IDS if he's working on Fords, and that's just something that I would look for if I was a Ford owner going into a shop. So that's pretty much the long and the short of it. It's mostly Duramaxes and Dodges around here. I don't think it's really indicative of what breaks down the most. I think it's really what we're known for.
Follow up to the dual disc. He just said it was too grabby. So we should be able to help him out by getting
absolutely
in there or something. Sure.
Yeah, South Bend's good, man. They'll work with you if there's something that you're not happy with. Mansell will get you set up. We'll get your clutch back in there. It'll take a couple weeks, but they might be willing to go bring it in, rework it, and get you some clutch discs with some a little bit softer material. So yeah, that's no problem.
I have a 12-valve Cummins full belt trans. With pump work and other bolt-ons. Aiming for around 550. Big single or compounds?
The compounds are easier. Compounds are almost like cheating, but it's easier and it's a better daily driver for you. It's going to be quicker to come up on boost. You're going to have a higher horsepower ceiling, so on and so forth. Big single is nice, and it'll make good horsepower. I don't think that it won't. It's going to be a lot cheaper, more economical, but it's going to take some finer tuning. The truck's going to be laggy, so if you want a daily driver, let's stay in compounds for sure. Excuse me.
Another turbo question. 2012 6.7. It's got the D56. About to do a second gen swap.
Okay.
Stock fuel H&S Minimax. S464 or S467?
Probably 464 because you're just getting that much more. You're going to be getting that much more bottom end with the 64 versus the 67, but it's not going to be huge. 67 is going to be it's going to be a good turbo. The 6.7 just moves air so well, and we talk about this so much. So a 400 frame turbo, Borg 400 frame turbo of any kind is going to be the direction that you're going to want to go. So, but I'm going to give the edge to the 64 because you're going to get a little bit more bottom end. If top horsepower is not your number. And that just, I don't know what profile that you're going with or anything other than that, but, edge to the 64 for bottom end.
That's a good question. If your VP44 couldn't keep up, would you upgrade from a standard output and work with a VP44 again, or would you trash it and go P-pump? What would your choice be if you're setting for that 700 mark?
gosh, if you're setting for 700, man, if you're going for 700, you've got to go into a 7100 frame pump. You've got to P-pump it. I mean, really, it's going to be so much easier on you. It's going to be so much easier on your components. You can get 700 easily on BP44. It's no problem. If you want to do it on, it's going to take big sticks. It's going to take, a hot rod pump at the very bare minimum, and a shot of nitrous. That's the easy way to do it. If you don't want that, you want to do it cleanly. You P-pump it, start working inside of timing and working in your turbocharger setup. So, absolutely.
Okay. 0864. It's got the AirDog 4G 165. Used to change factory fuel filters once every oil change. With the AirDog, it deletes the lower fuel filters. Should I still change the factory filter in the engine bay once every oil change, or can I go a little longer with the AirDog?
I don't suggest that you go any longer with it. It's a pretty cheap upgrade to go ahead and do the fuel filter that's in the engine valley for sure. And it's a bowl, so if any water is to get past the AirDog and makes it to the engine valley, it's going to collect in the bowl, so you're always going to want to change the bowl out, man. Do it. It's cheap insurance. Change the filter. Now, trust me, there's no doubt that the fuel that's getting to your engine valley is cleaner because of the AirDog, but I promise you, even the AirDog's guys will tell you, change the engine valley fuel filter as well.
05 Cummins, this is more of a tech question, you'll like this one. 05 Cummins just pulled the injectors out to have them tested due to white smoke and thought injectors were going. Put it all back together and fired it up. She ran shitty and then stuck at 1500 RPMs. Shut it down after, then checked codes and got P0201. What would cause this? And they said all the injectors tested fine and ended up being loose injector hold-down bolts.
It ended up being loose injector hold-down bolts.
That's why he was initially testing the injectors.
Loose injector hold-down bolts cause you to have white smoke.
That's what I take from that as well.
I'm not getting that. The raised RPM is concerning.
Alex, you would be a perfect candidate to call in now, so we can ask more questions if you could, bud.
You're going to want to do a couple of things there. First off, you're going to want to go back through and you're going to want to check all your torques. You're going to want to check your feed tube alignments. Those are the first things that are jumping out to me. If you've got one of your feed tubes that are completely out of line, I don't exactly know what you've got going on there, but those are the first things that you do. You restart the truck after you've done that. If you've still got the same condition, then we're going to have to look at it. Did you, at any time while you were doing the install, did you at any time bump the wiring harness or the connector going to your FCA on your CP3? That's one of the other things that I would want to be looking at too. So, a couple different things to look at there.
He's not sure it's his buddy's truck, so he doesn't want to call in.
Gotcha.
So, all right. Well, we're about wrapping it up. Did we want to just call somebody today? Were there any other manufacturers you wanted to call? Thanks for AirDog for jumping on too, though. That's pretty cool.
Is there a manufacturer that we want to call?
Sure.
Holy crap!
Let's
no,
see
dude,
who.
I'm
let's
not
see.
calling anybody.
Let's see if Sterling's still on today. Sterling was on here a second ago.
Sterling was.
Yeah.
He'd choke you now. He don't want to be on here, man. He don't want to be on here. Thanks to everybody.
Yeah.
I'd like to have some of the guys call in tomorrow or next week, or we can just let our guys keep on calling in and asking stupid questions.
We're gonna ban our guys from calling in because they're a little annoying. All right. Well, I guess we will wrap it up then. I know we kind of caught everybody off guard with the call in today. We'll probably try it again next week, same time, Thursday at 3. If you think there is a better time for call-ins, just let us know. We might be willing to try that too. So, thanks for watching. Tell them bye, Wade.
Bye, Wade.